I met a Gypsy.
But I think the thing that makes a difference nowadays is the amateurs in the US will race maybe 4 times in 1 year.
Right. Yeah.
And if you go to Europe, you can race EMX, you can race Dutch Championship, you can race, and it's it's so much more. So like, maybe they were there for only 3 years, but in those 3 years, you see so many different tracks. You do so many different races in so many different conditions, and you're such like the underdog when you get there. But I think that with what they have done, you're going to start to see more and more kids stop to just think that they need to just come to America, just do Loretta's, and then go into the pro class from there. Because that model hasn't worked. And they did it good
because they came straight to Belgium. So it's not just going back to Europe, because Europe, it's like... It's not the same if they would have gone to Spain or Italy or France, that it's like hard pack and easy tracks kind of. No, they went straight to Belgium like I did from Spain. They left everything behind and they went to Belgium. And that was the place where, you can build yourself like a rider. You can understand better the bike, your positioning on the bike, because the sand, it's so difficult, and you can ride in so many conditions, like sand when it's wet, the sand when it's dry, but then also around the area you have also hard pack tracks. I know they also been in living in Germany, so they could also mix with different championships, and it's a good area to build up your riding skills. Yeah, for sure it helped.
Yeah, so I just think that, maybe the MXGPs are probably going to start to get a little... Because I remember, when I was really growing up, like a super fan of the sport was like 06, 04, 05, 06, 07, 08. And it's like, that was Carmichael, Stewart,
But when I was small, I only watched AMA Supercross. Like, I didn't know many GP riders. When I was world champion 65 in 2011, I didn't know so many riders from MXGP, to be honest. I knew everyone from Supercross, because all I watched back then was like DVDs from Supercross, not really MXGP,
Yeah, so I think that, that influence, that was our generation, and so much of the attention was on the US. But I think in recent years, with Caroli, Hurlings, yourself, Vial, like there's been a Porcel, like there's been such a resurgence of European talent and the the MXGP Championship. And then I think once the Euros started kicking America's ass in the Motocross of Nations, it seems like now people start to look at the MXGP so much more differently.
Yeah, I think the level we have right now in Europe, it's very high. And it just comes with generations. You have maybe a generation that in the US is better than Europe, and then you have another one that in Europe is better than the US. At the end, we all ride a dirt bike. Okay, here they ride more Supercross, and there we ride only motocross. But it's the same bike. I mean, I've been riding these days Supercross, and you also can take a lot from Supercross into motocross, and then at the end you need to turn fast in Supercross, right? But you need to do that the same in motocross. Still different, suspension is different, but the bike concept and everything, it's pretty much the same. Come on. So we have a little bit advantage for sure, because we ride the whole year that. But it's hard to say,
Well, I think here...
I don't think that makes that big of a difference, because we get to a level that, I don't know. I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't know.
Well, I think
I don't know.
I think one of the things that probably holds America back, in a sense, is that it's way more of like a refined product. Like, it's almost American motocross now. Like, the MXGP is motocross, and it's every form, every variety. Like, you go to Trentino, to Spain, to Portugal,
it's totally
to
different.
Lommel, to Argentina.
Yeah,
and it's like and then Ernay on the weekend. Like, you could see how bad some of the American boys
To be honest,
struggled with that.
I would say Erne was a good track for them, to be honest, because the track wasn't super rough. So we raced tracks way more difficult than Erne. Just because when we race MXGP, we have another 2-3 categories in the weekend. So before our first free practice, 8 categories go on track.
Before
our first free practice, Nations not. We are the first ones, second ones on track. Come on, the track, it's totally different, right? So I think Erne was the best track kind of for them because it wasn't super rough and it has some ruts. It wasn't also not extremely hard. We race also Turkey, it's hard. Very hard. Majora, second moto, when after winning my title, second moto, it got hard. This is tough to ride. Erne still had some grip and...
Do you realize how bad Christian Craig, Aaron Plessinger and RJ Hampshire are going to feel hearing you say that track was easy?
It wasn't easy because to go fast, it's always difficult.
Yeah.
But I was talking still this week with Christian and I told him, this track was not that difficult compared to what other tracks look like. Like Dörstental, Germany. If you need to ride that track, it's hard. It's hard underneath. You have places with mud. You have places with the most of the track is very rutty and the bumps are unreal. So that's difficult. Yeah. Or even Spain was very rough this year.
That looked sketchy.
And you had some places where it's super hard. So it depends. I think it was right also that the track was like this for Nations, and I enjoyed more. I enjoyed more riding a track less rough, and that we can compete more how you call it, more like face to face, because in the GPs it sometimes feels like you need to wait, and then you can just sprint a few times because the track is so rough and you don't have so many lines. I feel like in Nations we had a bit more lines. And still could be better, but we had more options and the track wasn't that rough, so we could attack more the corners. I felt like the speed was higher than in other races, and that's because the track was more flat for sure.
That's wild, man.
Down the hill,
it wasn't that rough.
You jump and you open the throttle.
Yeah.
I feel like in a normal GP weekend, you would jump and brake directly, and going down the hill, just bum, just easy.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you go over the bars, right? But in Nations not. Even second moto, we were going quite fast down the hill. I was it's not used to that speed.
Yeah.
So it was faster than other years, for sure.
How was Nations overall for you? I think Spain has, Spain's got, you guys have a chance, I think.
Yeah, we had the chance. We should have been on the podium, but I did a good job. And my teammates kind of struggle with the mistakes. So then it's Nations. It's a team. It's like a race where it counts 3 riders, not just one. So everybody needs to do a little bit good. And this year, we failed in doing that. So, but my racing was good. We also used Nations for just testing a little bit. So I was also riding quite a different setup and everything just to try. So I was not super comfortable, but still I could manage to win first moto. Quali race. And then I could manage to fight really for the win in Moto 1 with Faber and putting everyone behind plus 30 seconds.
That was a crazy cool race.
So we were riding fast, and then second moto we just missed a little bit the first corner with Kenny on the inside, and I just got a bit blocked into the next jump, and somehow I couldn't manage to make quick passes, and then Kenny and Jed were already gone, and I was just fighting all time with Maxime. So I would have loved to be a bit closer with Jed and Kenny, because for sure I had the speed, and to see if eventually at the end of the race I could make a pass or something. But I think it was good. I've been all weekend very consistent. Already from free practice, I was second, just 0.08 or something like that behind Jeremy. So we did the same time, and So already consistent from there, and that's something curious, not because if it was like a normal MXGP, I would live out of nations with a red plate again.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because
yeah,
of my consistency during the weekend.
Yeah.
So no, it was a good weekend. I think we had some good racing. It was nice that also Jet Lawrence came over and Kenny and the thing from like Jet being undefeated here, and finally I could beat him and break that streak, no? In the quali race, and then again in the first moto. I think it was cool.
We're excited to announce the launch of our new membership site, gypsytales.com, packed with exclusive content and perks that you won't find anywhere else. This is your chance to become a part of the Gypsy Gang. And as a special bonus, if you sign up to an annual membership, you'll be entered into the draw to win our custom-built TC125. Gypsy Gang.